UTILA Island is part of Honduras, which is located in the western Caribbean Sea and just 20 miles or 32 kilometers off the northern coast of mainland Honduras. The island of Utila, Roatan, and Guanaja are part of the Bonacca Ridge, an ancient volcanic remnant where the islands are situated. These are called the Bay Islands. The islands are situated behind the Central American Volcanic Arc. The islands were formed by a combination of ancient volcanism, tectonic uplift, topped with limestone and marine sediment. The islands are mainly made up of limestone coral reef remnants as well as metamorphic rocks, with a thin layer of basalt on eastern Utila from recent volcanic activity that occurred about 200,000 years ago. More on this later in the video. To get to Utila, we used the Dream Ferry service from La Ceiba, Honduras, and the trip took about an hour. The cost to go from La Ceiba to Utila and back is around $60 US. We arrived around 10 in the morning. If you notice, there are no regular sized cars on the street. The Utila style of transportation is by golf cart, scooter, bike, four-wheeler, or walking. The walk to our hotel at the CI was less than a half a mile, so it took like maybe about 10 minutes to get there. After our arrival at the hotel, we took a short stroll to the Point restaurant, which is just right down the road, probably about less than a quarter of a mile, for a bite, as well as a gorgeous view.
Hay cangrejo.
Cangrejo.
Grande.
El que vimos en la noche, que es grandote.
Hungry cat. Later that evening, we visited the CI's Bando Beach for a swim and a sunset view. The next morning, on the 19th of July 2025, we rented a four-wheeler to go to the Las Cuevas de Agua Dulce, which means freshwater caves, and also Pumpkin Hill, which is the remains of a volcano that erupted 200,000 years ago. When we arrived at the freshwater caves, this unusual landscape is made up of jagged limestone and dolomite. The jagged rocks here at the freshwater caves are primarily formed by karst topography. When it rains, the water pulls carbon dioxide from the air, creating a weak acid that dissolves the limestone, thus creating the caves. And since there's no pathway from the caves to the ocean, the water is freshwater.
Are you going to?
Hay más.
Mom, are you going to? Yeah, I will too. Okay, but why is that count the deep? It's like it's scary. I don't think the mom, I'm not scared of the water. No, I'll get water this time.
Now our next stop was Pumpkin Hill. Pumpkin Hill is a pyroclastic volcanic cone that formed 200,000 years ago by water interacting with molten rock. This is probably what you would see during the formation of Pumpkin Hill. At lava temperatures exceeding 1100 degrees Celsius or 2100 degrees Fahrenheit, this violent reaction with basalt lava and water spewed high lava fountains potentially reaching as high as 500 feet or 150 meters, creating the littoral tuff cone known as Pumpkin Hill. This was a monogenetic eruption, which means it only happened one time. It stands about 74 meters or 243 feet above sea level. These rocks were from the eruption of Pumpkin Hill, which is right over there. We're going to climb that. This is the only area in this volcanic activity. Now here you can see along the way, on a trail just north of Pumpkin Hill, lava boulders and lava rocks. It's actually pretty heavy. Now, after this, we decided to climb Pumpkin Hill. Now, the trail distance to the top is less than 300 meters. However, it is very steep. Climbing Pumpkin Hill seems like a small hill, but it's very steep, as you can see here. Got a little more ways to go. It's only 243 feet high, or about 70 meters. To give you an idea what you have to go through, you have to go through all these weeds. You still got to climb just a little bit more. Kind of made it to the top. Trail is small, but made it to the top. Hey, see all these weeds you have to go through. Wow, it's brutal. We're at the top. Still got to get through all this stuff right here. Okay, I just came up. Now we're at the top. I think I went the wrong way. I think I took a route that was kind of closed off, but hey, what do I know? But we're at the top of Pumpkin Hill. Wow. Look at that view. Beautiful. Still got a ways to go for the tower. A little steep on both sides there. Yeah, it's down there a ways. Okay, here goes nothing. Was going to go on top there, but I don't like that floor. There's many holes in that floor, and it's rusted. Yeah, I'd rather live today. After the hike to the top, we enjoyed a few cold Salvavita beers from the Rockies Volcano Bar. This cool little chill bar at the base of Pumpkin Hill is out in the wilderness and away from town. I recommend stopping here for a cold one after a hike to the top. The other volcanic structure is Stewart Hill, which is located about 2 kilometers or 1.2 miles to the southwest of Pumpkin Hill. As I said before, volcanism only happened one time about 200,000 years ago on the eastern part of Utila. After visiting Pumpkin Hill, we returned on Calle Principal, which is Main Street, and approximately about 1 mile or 1.6 kilometers from the CI Hotel, we explored the lava flows that originated from Stewart Hill, which is the other volcanic vent on the island, located about a mile or about 1.6 kilometers west of this location. It is not uncommon to find basalt lava mixed with coral and limestone fragments as magma pushed through the coral and limestone capped surface. After stopping here, our four-wheeler broke down. Help came within 30 minutes and they fixed the four-wheeler due to a battery connection problem. After we got back, we went to Cuevas Beach, which is about a half mile or 1 kilometer west of Utila town center. After breakfast, we proceeded to the pier to go to Water Cay, which is a small island off the southwest coast of Utila. The boat ride was operated by Sunbliss Tours, and for about $20, it lasted about 20 minutes at a distance of about 5 miles or 8 kilometers from Utila town center. We stayed there for about 4 hours.
Voy a recoger a otra gente, pero yo regreso de vuelta. ¿Sí que? La salida va a ser entre las 2, 2 y media, dependiendo así como está el clima. Si el clima queda así como está ahorita, a las 2 y media. Si se pone bravo antes de eso, entonces 40 días podría hacer snorkel.
Pero mucha piedra.
It is also an excellent place to go snorkeling. There are no accommodations on the island except for a restroom. You must bring your own food and water. When we returned, we rested for a couple of hours, but at 17:40 or 5:40 in the afternoon on the 20th of July 2025, I saw a funnel cloud just southwest of us. I sprinted to Bando Beach to get footage of the waterspout. It was about 2 miles or about 3 kilometers away from us. It lasted for about 20 minutes or so. next morning, we departed the hotel to catch the ferry back to mainland Honduras. I noticed the weather and had a feeling a tornado or a waterspout would form, so I filmed the clouds before departure. Just 20 minutes after departure at 0720 from Utila, I recorded the formation and the entire life of a waterspout, which was the second one in the entire time I was there, and it lasted about 15 to 20 minutes before dissipating. But we got within 400 meters of it, or about a quarter mile.